Well, it is a very good evening and welcome to the Family Hour here at Church of Uganda Family TV. Definitely my beautiful name is Clare Bwenje, the world's favorite host. Welcome, and thank you very much for tuning in. Remember, this show is in partnership with Life Ministry Uganda. You can check them out on the website or social media platforms. They will be very glad to connect with you. This night, we are talking about a very exciting topic, and that is purposeful parenting. Well, parenting is a very beautiful journey, but it becomes more beautiful and really, really good if we parent purposefully. And definitely to discuss this amazing topic is an amazing couple. I know you will be very excited and very happy to see them here because they will be sharing with us out of experience, and they will be giving us practical ways on how we can really parent purposefully. Join me, dear guests, join me, dear viewer, to welcome this great couple, none other than Joseph Wembabazi, together with his dear wife, Jackline Wembabazi. Ladies and gentlemen, watching the Family Hour, please join me welcome this great couple right here. Happy to have you on the show, Mr. Wembabazi, together with your darling wife.
Thank you, Claire.
Yes,
we are happy to have you.
I'm thrilled. I'm very happy to have you on the show. Would you please say hello to the viewer?
Good evening, viewers. We're happy to be here on Family TV to discuss this wonderful, amazing topic of purposeful parenting. We pray that you be blessed.
Hi there, good evening. Jackline Wembabazi, like Claire just told you. It's humbling to be here to talk about parenting. A journey I have walked for a very short time, just about 18 years.
Oh, I like that. 18 years, and it's a short time.
Really,
I like that.
Short.
Wow, I love it, and I'm really happy to have you here on the show. Looking forward to learning from you. It's really an exciting moment. And now that you have already said hello to the viewer, I request we go straight to our topic, the reason we are here. I don't know whether gents first or ladies first.
They always say ladies first.
Now you have to first agree with who
they
goes
say,
first. Exactly, I like that. So maybe, what does purposeful parenting mean to you as a couple?
Wow. To begin with, purposeful parenting is a process of guiding, of nurturing children or young people in order to develop them into very responsible, very beautiful, very value-driven and successful children. At the end of it all, once you do it, you aim at getting children that are going to be of value to society, that are going to impact our communities positively, that are going to be capable of transforming the world, that are going to be resilient, that are going to be extremely good at problem solving. So it is the intent that you put across to deliver that adult who is a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, to me, allow me say, it is an intentional journey you begin with your children. We have parents in different categories. We have parents that are biological. We have the extended family parents. We have the house helps, our house managers. We have the community at large. Now, parenting must be intentional, should be intentional. What is it that you want to see at the end of the day? Where do you want to see these children? What is it that you want to see out of them? Then there you begin. Do you have a vision? Do you have where you're driving the children to? Yeah, that is it for me.
Wow, and I want to believe that calls for intentionality.
Definitely.
You have to have a vision, like you said. You have to have a plan. Where do I want to see my children? If you have a vision, definitely it will help you on how you really parent. And then this really is a little bit personal. It's about you. How did your own upbringing influence your approach to parenting? Did it or it didn't?
Yeah, my upbringing was a bit unique. I grew in a time where we were extremely polygamous. And so I grew with a single mother. And me, I had the opportunity of being raised by the community. The society played a very, very vital role in my upbringing. So why do I say that? My mother had to create partnerships, bring on board people that could influence me differently, that could help me steer up, that could discipline me, that could encourage me. So in that journey, I learned how to value people. I learned how to value relationships. I learned how to be respectful. I learned how to be a very good example, because the people they brought in me were people that were with very good examples, very good moral characters. So I learned so much. So I would be accountable to very many people in the society. So that helped me to live a life that was exemplary. It helped me to do things that were acceptable in the community, because everybody around me was in charge of my being.
Wow.
Yes. So
you must have been lucky journey. Because now that is no longer there.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it brings a blend of these two. I have tasted what luck is. As I was growing up as a little child, we all know that the ups and downs of life happen. So while my parents did parenting, there were those times where jobs went scarce, where they couldn't afford to fend for the 9 of us. And so somehow I found myself sleeping away and living with other relatives. So I know the power of the extended family in parenting, and I value it. The intentionality here is that I want to bring on board Sengas. I was brought up at one point by my Senga, and at another by a cousin, maternal cousin, paid my school fees. So the element of communal parenting comes into play while I do parenting personally. Yes.
Wow, I like that. And I think that's inspiring when we talk about communal parenting. Those days, everyone was your mother. They will find you, doing something on the road, and they're like, no, it's time to go to school. It's time to go home, go. Which is really now rare these days.
And yeah, it's dying out. Claire, trust me, whose child are you going to beat around the village and push them to go to school? But lucky enough, we have civil society organizations that are up the game, and they're trying to dig out those injustices on the minors.
Wow.
Yeah, and specifically, as we grow up, you would find reason to work, because there was no way you would earn without having worked.
Right.
You'd find reason to perform well in class, to work hard in class, because everybody is looking at how you're going to score. You'd find reason to respect, because whichever way you do, some information will slip to your mother that there is the way you behave that wasn't right. So purposeful parenting helped us in a way. We were prepared by many, and we were accountable to many, and to this day we still go home and we find many people calling us their children. And indeed we are happy, because we have many homes where we go and we are comfortable to be. We can live in many homes without any challenge.
Claire, talking about childhood experiences, these days I get worked up having children. Some children, I work for a civil society organization concerned for the girl child, and I mentor girls. meeting some children who find it hard to do house chores, and they claim that they are being tortured.
Wow.
That. Now, my upbringing got me to a space of, I am here, this is my auntie, I must make them happy.
Oh, yeah.
And I did it with this much joy. And I did it with, this is home. I owned up the home as a little child,
that was
knowing that, hey, I must measure up. I know at one point could be you're competing for love, that you already found the other children already in the system of love, and you must measure up. So you do your best, you do your most. And I find that trickling in when I get home and you've not done certain things. It works me up. It gets me thinking, how can you live in an environment as dirty as this? Where do you get the nerve? Where is that intrinsic push that can get you to do things without being told? The generation now seems to miss out on that element.
So that said, in the absence of your parents, you've got to make the right choices. You've got to make the right calls. You've got to discern the circumstances. What is it that I'm supposed to do? You're supposed to be emotionally intelligent and find out if at all this is not in order, how is it supposed to be solved? You're supposed to be working out scenarios that better your home, because at that time you are the one who is home. So purposeful parenting should prepare you to be relevant. It should prepare you to make the right choices. It should prepare you to say, I have a good reason to be exemplary. I am not doing it for my parents, I'm doing it for me. It's me that is going to benefit out of it. Now, because lately we are children that are so entitled. You find when everything that you want, someone has to do it for you. And yet, everybody has a space to live. How else are you going to live when someone is doing something for you? So ideally, it causes us to employ those initiatives, those strategies that can make our children translate into meaningful, responsible adults. Adults who are going to make a huge difference in our community, who are not going to surrender easily, who are going to be resilient, who are going to be patient, who are going to be entrenched with good morals. So if you're to deliver such a product, there are things you need to do differently in your home. There are decisions you must take as they see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are things you have to, there is a way you have to behave. You stop the talking, you model that way. You be in a state where if your child was to do something, they should have seen you doing it very well.
Wow.
So that they replicate that model. Rather than telling them it is not right to do this, because they won't pick it unless they see it.
Wow. And really, I appreciate that. And when you talk about that, I'm just reminded, I have a toddler, and every time she carries a phone, I'm like, no, phones are bad, please don't carry. And then a few days ago, she phoned me on the phone and was like, but mommy, you tell us but phones are bad, but you're having a phone. So really, they are watching. Monkey see, monkey do. What they see you doing, it's what they will do. So when you talk about modeling. But now, while you were sharing, another question came into my mind. As parents, these days really, parents are quite busy, and maybe they have work, they have all these things here and there. And definitely, I know you're working, you're busy.
Yeah.
How are you able to balance really work and then also be there present in the lives of your children and parent purposefully?
Like I said, parenting is a journey. It is a journey. The things you do, you learn on job. You learn on job, you unlearn, you relearn, you undo, you redo. The reality, when reality hits, and you're not going to give in, you're not going to throw in a towel. Parenting is a call. God has entrusted you with his children. You must provide the basics, but also avail time for them. Now, with the busy schedules, there are those that get beyond your control, and yet you must fend for the family. Be intentional. be intentional, like I said from the very first time. Be intentional, because parenting at one point is selfless. You give yourself away. Be intentional. Who is priority here? What is the first priority? Remember I said, if you're going to be intentional, you must have a vision, you must know where you're going. If you know where you're going, then the how bit must be answered. So for us, it is, if I know bringing a maid at home and leaving the babies with them is going to trickle in to create an opening for values that we do not appreciate or want, then we are going to look for a Christian school with Christian values and then place our children there. And then be intentional to do that teacher-parenting role, teacher-parent relationship, build that relationship, be in the life of this child, be in school at all occasions, create the time. We can never say that we have failed to create time. Let us try as much as possible to make time. I know I am speaking to parents that their hands are tied and they really must make ends meet, but also there are parents who say, come what may, I must carry my child to office with me, go pick the child from work, and not all offices are going to create that kind of environment. Then are you going to throw in the towel at work and sit at home with this economy? No. But, like I said, intentionality. Be intentional, create time, and do the parenting. It's a noble call upon you. God chose you and said, and placed his children in your hands. So then you must make ends meet.
So the times we are living in are extremely challenging. There are a lot of complexities, there are a lot of uncertainties. It is so volatile. So in this time, you've got to invent creative approaches. If you know that you have children that you value, you've got to find ways of creating time where you're present. Presence matters.
Oh, yeah.
Presence allows you pick some emotions. Presence allows you pick some characters that are not good, some vices. For us, we started early. Of course, even when a child is being young, you see when they are moody, you begin to say, oh, my child has a certain mood I don't want. So you introduce some game around home that will help them evolve out of that mood. A game that makes them fail, and then when they try again, they win. So they will learn now, it's not about me failing today, but after I've tried again, I can win. I can also win daddy in this game. Oh, I can also win but when I win daddy doesn't cry. And then the other thing I know is, for me, I chose to take my children to school in their early time because I knew I'm required at work at 8. So I said, but I have to choose a school that is along the road where I go to work, so that I have the opportunity of understanding how did they sleep, what was the day like yesterday at school. I pick that conversation from the children as we go to work. So I get another time to say, okay, now I am not able to drop them to work, but I now can come back home early. So I will not spend extra time elsewhere. I will go run home and be there. Now, when I'm at home, it's not time for me to be in my bedroom. I'll be where the children are. As they are conversing, as they're interacting, as they are fighting, I am listening in what is the cause of the conflict. How do we help out here? Is there a way that I can encourage them to be different? So it is something you pick through monitoring, through presence, and the desire in you should be that where you are not, your child should be able to live as expected. They should be able to choose make the right decisions. They should be able to make the right calls. They should be able to say, I am sorry. They should be able to say, Daddy wouldn't be happy with this. Now you talked about the phone. Our children in principle knew what to watch, when, which songs to listen to, why. So you didn't come home and you see that they listen to some song, even if it's playing in the neighborhood, and one of them dances to it, they would know that our family values do not encourage us to take on anything.
Mr. Wembabazi, allow me to say something about that same thing. A friend of mine called me and they were expressing bitterness about the disobedience my children were showing at the party. These children don't listen. I said, what have they done? So it was in the neighborhood. I had to go there and then interrogate it. And he said, no, they are making us dance secular music.
Wow.
We're not going to dance. And they are saying we shall not eat cake if we don't dance. And they're saying we shall not take... we said it's okay, and that's what they are calling disobedience. I was like, okay, now certain things are beginning to sink.
I like that. Wow.
So ideally, purposeful parenting must give you that product you want to see in an adult. You can't get it by coincidence. If you want a responsible child, teach him responsibility. If you want to entrench care in your children, find a way. For me, I introduced rabbits at home because I realized that they were not being concerned about life and care. I said, okay, these children are not caring for each other. Let me introduce these pets at home, these rabbits. As they are tending to the rabbits, bringing food, they are trying to see, they will learn the language of care. When you care for an animal, it has the way that it keeps around you, it enjoys you, and so. So there are models you're going to replicate to bring out a certain product. If the child is extremely selfish, you have to bring a way that helps them be selfless, serving the other. When you've served food on the table, who runs for the lion's share? You need to be monitoring. How are they handling it? So that you intercept and say, oh, you've been the first to serve, okay? Did you serve so and so? Then they say, oh, no, we didn't. Oh, the next time you serve, please ensure that you have enough for everybody. You're trying to entrench a value that says, do not eat it all alone. When we take them to school, we give them grab. We give them a lot of money to go with. Then we say, okay, how did it go? Oh, I returned some of it. Say, oh, next time, please, don't return anything. In the first week, try to find a way of sharing with the people. And when they don't have concern that there's some friend of yours who would have eaten something, they don't have it, give them. So we have to teach those values intentionally.
Exactly.
Even prayer. When a child sees a father kneel down and pray, they will learn that when you're confronted with a circumstance, you kneel down and pray. So they won't run to witch doctors because they knew when daddy had situations that were difficult, he had a corner that he went to and he prayed.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't be saying, children, you go to church, lead them there. Let them see you.
This reminds me, Joe.
Yeah.
There was a situation some years back where he was trapped in a political turmoil of sorts, and they were trying to shoot stones at his vehicle, the vehicle that he was in, and that vehicle, history is recorded, was burnt to ashes, and he was in that vehicle. And I remember that night calling the children, and I saw this in their face, that the life of their father depended on the kind of prayer they are going to make to God that night. I told them, God listens to children, and please pray whatever prayer you must pray, because daddy's life is dependent on that prayer for now. I saw those children get down to do that prayer, to make that prayer. And we thank God he came out of it and he's here.
Oh, wow. Wow, I really, really like that. But while you were actually sharing, a few days ago, I was having a conversation with a parent, and they were really expressing their pain, and they're like, these days, our children, like when you come to really direct them and correct them and say, do this, maybe wake up in the morning and clean or prepare breakfast, they feel like you're torturing them. They feel like you're mistreating them, because at school they're associating with really so-called planned kids. They maids do everything, and they're, sort of, real planned stuff like that. So maybe I would like to take your mind on this. As a parent, really, what's your advice in that? Because parents are saying, we also do not know what to do, because they will begin to say you're torturing them, mental health stuff, and then you find they're moody, and then you find they're running away from home. Please give me your mind on that. Thank you.
So ideally, the Bible is clear that if you do not work, you don't deserve to eat. So at the same time, you've got to let the children love the work they do. So in our home, we do not make brand work to be something ugly to do. We find, we give the children an impression that it is noble to serve. It is noble to do work. So they have developed a character where amongst themselves, if I am washing the car, they will come around and, Daddy, should we help you? Because sometimes they'll take it to the washing bay, sometimes they will wash it at home. If I am digging, they will come around and say, oh, you're planting something, you're planting flowers, can we help you? If you are at home and you're doing house chores, you say, but for me, I'm working here. You'll find them around you. Now, as they grow up, we told them there are certain things they've got to do. So they've drawn in them a timetable around themselves. One does the plates, another one does the floor, the cleaning of the compound, another one does the mopping. They are still young children. But in them, they know that they have to work. Even when the maid is there, they have certain works that they have to do. Even when all the clothes are being washed, the big clothes by the maid, they have some clothes to wash on their own. Why? Because you do not want a child at campus to fail to cook their food because, because they are waiting for the maid. Eh? You have to have them know how to cook. So we have a P1 girl called Jessica. For her, she knows her duty is to spice the sauce. So she will even tell you very well that me, I'm going to cook the chicken. It's mine. In P1. So ideally, but once they do that, you also have to reward them. Oh, Jessica, you did cook the sauce. How? It's so tasty. Then you find something to give her that pleases her, that when I cooked sauce, that was so well. Daddy rewarded me. So you have to entrench the work culture. You've got to make them use their hands. Even when they work sometimes, you pay them 1,000 shillings for that work they've done. Then you say, how did you use the 1,000? Daddy, I kept it or I ate part of it. So you're also saying, I also want them to learn about money. How did I get this challenge? During COVID, some young children walked in my compound. They said, we are selling greens. I'm like, okay. So how much is this? They said it is 2,000 shillings. I gave them the money. 5,000. What is the change? They gave me 3,000. But my children had no knowledge about handling money and selling anything. So we told them, guys, did you see those children? They are in P4 and they are selling greens. So how much change am I supposed to give them? They couldn't calculate. So I said, okay, going forward, we are going to do the math together. You send them to the shop, they bring you the balance. How much is it? It must be the exact money. So you've got to model it. Model the financial, model the character, model the values, everything as they live.
Claire, I just stepped out. I just graduated from a parenting course at Makerere, led by Dr. Siu Godfrey, and there is emphasis on male engagement, male involvement in parenting. Parenting is not a one-man's thing. It's not a one-man's journey. The parents out there, if you believe that you're going to do this single-handedly, then you're treading on a rocky ground. Without a male figure in the life of a child, it is a slippery ground. Even the single mothers, like he said, it is important you find a male father figure, a father figure in the life of this child, because like they model children, society knows that there is that masculine attachment to respect when it comes to some of these things. They will respect because it's a man who has said, and not that I'm downplaying the women, no. It is a fact that it has been tested. The course I'm talking about is evidence-based. It has been tested and it works. male involvement in parenting is very key. I have seen it also at home. Now, talking about those tantrums people throw, those tantrums are real. The other day, I I was recording something while they were working. The other one was cleaning the plants. The other one was axing, was splitting firewood. The other one was washing. The other one was sweeping. And so I took a video recording. Then my oldest son, who is in senior 3 now, got to my phone and saw that I had posted on status. So he went like, "Mommy, my friends are going to see me.
Yeah.
My friends are going to see me in firewood things. For them, they use gas."
Oh my goodness. No, that's very interesting, Jackie. Let's go for a quick break. You will start us from there. That's a little bit interesting. Dear viewer, let's take a very quick break. The show returns in a bit. Please don't change the station.